What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we got the legendary panel in the building. The legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Welcome to the panel, Mr. Rastaman, Mr. Bakary, and everybody in the chat. We had a show this weekend. Turned out good. Had a lot of nice people there, old heads and some young guys. It was a good show, man. And I'd like to say this. Thank you, School Baby, because she took over, man. She ran the whole damn thing, man. She did. Yeah, she did. The guy that he's good people, man, Alex, you know. But he was by himself. He really didn't have no help. So I told her, just go help him. And she was going to be ring steward. She was ring steward for T.L. Williams and me too. But I said, he needs help, man. Go run everything. She was getting the dogs and telling the people. She was on the microphone and she said, Dad, my voice is louder than this microphone. Well, just yell at everybody. Come on out here. This dog, that dog. I'm proud of her, man. She impressed me. So she's going to be more.
She come from the right genes, bro. She come from the right genetic code.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's more like her mama. You know, maybe she'd get her whatever from me, but her mama's the same way. And I was proud of her. She ran it smooth. She had no experience. She would ask me questions. I'd say, do this, do that. Okay. She goes handle it. If you don't know something, make a decision right there and just handle it. And she did, man. She was there all day. Good girl.
Yes, sir.
Awesome,
we got the legendary Only the American Kennels, Brother Bakary in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Peace and love to Brother Kev, the #1 goddamn podcast host in a goddamn building. We got goddamn roster man of all men in the building. And we got the goddamn schoolboy doing this thing. It's a lot of love. We got a hell of a panel, and we got the ultimate goddamn chat room always. Much love there.
Got the general.
Yes, sir. And we got the legendary Rastaman Boone. How you doing today, sir?
Yes, I am calling 78 Sports to the maximum. Bakary, only in America. Schoolboy action with the schoolgirl. Move.
Not the
school. Truth and truth for the niceness forever.
Yes, indeed. Let me do a quick roll call. Say what's up to the people in the building. Michael Forgood, salute to you. AJ in the building. John Kramer, Hugo, Miami Snoopy 305, Southside Kennels, Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennel, salute. Dreadlock in the building. Dirt Road Kennels. Let me see here. Tony Gardner, Jerome Washington, Double M Despo. Let me see here. City Boy Kennel, salute. City Boy, man, that girl is getting big and beautiful. She's a beautiful. I'm gonna send you some pictures probably this week. Doran Zeller, salute. Self-Made Kennels. Samurai Kennel, salute to you, brother. Hustler Feb. I'm sorry. Let me see here. Vinny in the building. William Kitson. Salute to William Kitson, came in the super chat and showed some love, much appreciation, man.
Thank you, William.
Southside Kennel said him. Okay, we got Wild Boxy, Asiatic Soldier, Vernon Starr, the Adams family, salute. Boss Dog, Outlaw Texas Kennels, Vinny. Let's see here. El Jocko, Pitbull Cartel. Let me see. Salute. I can't read everybody. I see you in here. You see Bulldog Bill, Darrell Adams, Appreciate everybody that's in the building, man. We got a quick show for y'all today. I see Ram in the chat. Ram person.
Okay. Big stepping in the house.
Ram.
Yeah. Let me see here. We got Dickie Foster in the super chat. Appreciate the support. Says salute panel and chat. Thank you, sir. Salute to you.
Salute, Dickie. That's good people right there.
Yes, sir. I see Big Q in the building.
Salute to the brother Q Parker in the building.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Parker.
Yeah, he blessed us with his presence over on Patreon. Did a good show. Make sure y'all go check out the Patreon. I'll put a link to the Patreon in the chat as we go on with this show, and I'll put a link to the Patreon in the chat after the video in the comment section, so y'all can see it and find it if you don't know about it already. All right. First and foremost, Rasta Man fell off. He'll be back. First and foremost, Schoolboy, let me know what you thought of the fight last night. Garcia versus Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis.
Yes, sir. Well, I hate to say it, but I was right.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this before, and, I had high hopes for Garcia. As a good prospect. Hard hitter, quick, little stiff, but, he did what he's supposed to do. But in the fight, I don't even remember the fighter's name, and he's not a very hard hitter. He ain't known as a knockout guy.
Luke Campbell.
But, okay, there you go. When he got knocked down, he felt like a sack of potatoes. Like it is, and when you do that, there's a disconnect in your brain. Back in the day, the trainers used to say, fighters and trainers used to say, when you get hit on the chin like that, it knocks the back of your chin into your spine, right? And that's what causes you to knock out or go blank or lose it. I don't know if that's what happened to him, but I didn't like it. And with fighters, for me, I like to see heart. And Garcia didn't show that, He won early rounds like that, and maybe even had Tank thinking a little bit. But once it came down to, there's a saying in boxing, sometimes the winner is the better catcher, not the better hitter. And that's the way it was with Tank Garcia. Once Tank started connecting, and he's smart too, that's what made the difference. You could see it on Ryan's face. And even the knockdown before the knockout, he took that better than he did against Campbell, but it wasn't good, Yeah. And then that when he got hit in that liver shot, it's from Tank's power side. And even before they finished the count, when you get hit like that and it's kind of delayed, most of the time you ain't gonna get up from it. He didn't want to get up from that. Just took everything out of him. So that's my analogy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you think, Brother Bach?
Well, I seen a rough Kerr last night. I seen a motherfucker jump the box really for no reason. Yeah, he got hit in the liver, but I mean, he was so conciliatory afterwards. I mean, if he basically was giving head out on the front stage afterwards, it was just ridiculous. It was pathetic. I mean, I was like, go get a room, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, he was pretending to sell the fight. It would just had to do what we had to do, but it's really nothing but love between us. Look at his exchange of numbers and shit. If I had a jersey to give him off my back, we would exchange it. And he was fucking me up. I said, if you don't get this Kerr to fuck off my TV screen, okay? So first of all, we already know Tank ain't the greatest boxer, motherfucker. His thing is counter, just like Floyd, even though Floyd's a hell of a boxer. The whole thing is about catching you coming in. That's the whole thing. This motherfucker pressing, knowing that you pressing, and it ain't like he got no Eli blood in his ass with a hell of a hit. He got a decent hands, decent power, but he ain't got no real knockout shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bud against Spence. I'm a Bud fan. Bud got way more, technical shit and more hand, might hit him with more shit, but it ain't that Spence hit gonna hit his ass. And this motherfucker thought he had Spence power in his hand. So even, you know, and he had motherfucking Tank running like a motherfucker. I said, if Tank hugged this motherfucker anymore, they'd need a room. The fuck is he doing? Hugging this motherfucker the whole fight, whole couple of first rounds. But he was scared to get hit. Tank was looking scared than the motherfucker. I was about to turn the TV off. I said, look at this bitch. Don't tell me Tank's a rough curl. You know, and he caught the bitch, and when he hit him, Garcia didn't want to exchange, and he was looking for any reason to go fucking say, hey, think this is over with, fellas. I got my money. Fuck it. Then he started making excuses, talking about 135. He was too weak. He was dry. You know, I didn't have grits this morning and shit and all type of whole shit. I'm going to 140 where I feel more comfortable. Bitch, you should have been there, motherfucker. Don't come down there talking shit. You already fighting a midget. Fucking a 5'5" motherfucker. And you sitting up. It was just too much shit. I was happy to get that shit off my TV and find some porno and shit afterwards.
Yeah. Rasta man, did you get a chance to see the fight last night?
No, man, I didn't get a chance. I really, and this is the truth. When it was talked about, I didn't think much of it. No way. And you know, everybody was all hyped on seeing, you know, friends, family members, and shit. And like, yo, man, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Right.
Oh, man, they're gonna do the fight, that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna look at YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right.
Later, so from what y'all saying, I still haven't seen the fight, but I didn't think much of it from the beginning. And no disrespect to me, because it takes a lot, you know, to get up and go in that ring and put on the exhibition like you want to fight. You know what I mean? So I didn't think nothing of it from the beginning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to my brother Eli Zachary in the building, Arrowhead Kennels, my brother Mr. Sheldon. Salute to everybody that's in the building. All right, y'all, let's get to them good questions, man. Get to talking some bulldogs here. This is going to be a pretty quick show, y'all, but we're going to get through a couple of questions here. We got, first question is, can the panel please explain what dogs should never eat? I keep hearing that raw eggs are bad for dogs, but I keep seeing videos of people feeding raw eggs mixed with raw food in the raw food diet. Y'all familiar with this, Mr. Garcia?
Well, yeah, that's people and animals been eating raw eggs for years. So if there's a problem, I wouldn't say it's the egg itself, but maybe the way it's processed or the way they breed, whatever it is, you know, maybe they're different now. I don't know. Maybe they're putting stuff in that chickens or something. Me, I cook my food even a little bit. So the eggs, I would soft boil them, you know, because I noticed when I would give my dogs raw eggs, there's like a film on their stool. I considered that coming from the raw egg. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I just, in case there's any bacteria or anything like that, you know, like I said, maybe something different with eggs. Now they're different, you know, like a lot of the food has additives or they give animals different stuff, you know, whatever. So that's about all my experience with it. I just, you know, if you're concerned, you can soft boil and just boil it, you know, put it in there for 3 minutes. It'll still be, you know, it's cooked, but it's not hard, you know. That'd be the simplest thing. And then see if there's a problem. Maybe they have a problem with the egg. I don't know. Allergies. Every dog got allergies now or some shit. Maybe they're allergic to egg. I don't know. But weird shit. I know you can't feed dogs everything now. I know raisins ain't good for them. There's some other stuff I forgot. You can look up a list. Just Google it. You know what dogs shouldn't eat. But like I said, we fed our dogs everything, man. It didn't matter. It never affected them adversely.
Yes, indeed. Brother Bach, what do you know any foods that dogs or anybody on the panel, but I'm gonna start with Bach. You know any foods that dogs should not be eating at all?
But they got the thing called Google and to tell you. And I don't mean that disrespectful. and to the people who have.
You're right.
No, listen to me.
You're right.
It's the reason I say that, and I'm gonna say this too. I don't mind answering questions even off the show, but fellas, we come here Sundays to give you guys free work, and I can't answer all the questions throughout the week, and some of the stuff you can Google. That's why I mean that. Like anything that's toxic to your dog, you can actually Google it, and it's going to tell you. You can't feed them garlic. You can't feed them this. You can't feed them that. You can't do this. And it's really good for you guys to know, because this question comes up more than a little bit. I get the same question that people hit me up and ask me, is it okay to feed this dog? And the first thing I say, well, damn, I came up in the era before where they didn't have Google. And I'm not saying everything in Google is correct, but more so than often, a lot of things that they speak of, it's going to be right in terms of things that's toxic to your dog. You understand? So for me to sit here and list everything, I'm not even going to list everything, because I'm going to forget to the fact that sometimes before I feed my dog something, I run to Google and be like, before I get this, can you give your dog that? You understand? So I'm not going to sit here and list them all. Secondly, yes, I curse like a fucking sailor. If it offends anybody, fuck them. If anybody religious might not want to sit here and listen to me, or if it offends you, curse. This is what I do. I come here to be me. I'm not going to come here. Yes, I have a education with a degree in psychology. I could sit here and don't use one curse word in the right form. I do that. But here, amongst dog men or boxers, anybody else, fuck. All right, there you go.
Motherfucker.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Ram.
What's up,
There
Ram?
he is.
That's how I make my entrance, with a big old cuss word. I love cussing. Ever since I figured out how to do it, I'll cuss your ass out.
That's right.
And I got
Let me
3
tell you.
college degrees, and I
There
too
you
could
go.
sit here and not cuss you out. But it just feels good saying, you motherfucking stupid son of a bitch.
Anytime you feel like it, fuck it.
Hell yeah. You stupid motherfucker.
There you go. Say it
I
like you
love
mean
it.
It sounds different when Ram says it, huh?
Motherfucker.
Well, I think it goes Samuel L. Jackson, then me for the motherfuckers. We got the coldest motherfuckers, but Sam, he got a cold motherfucker.
That's
Well,
right.
he's older.
It's salute
Man,
to
I'm sorry I missed the show, man. I fucking ended up going to work, and my partner was supposed to drive so I could sleep on the way up there, and that nigga was asleep, man. I was mad than a motherfucker.
Oh, that's all right. We was there in spirit, brother. Yeah, we had a
Hell
good
yeah.
time, man.
I
You
wanted
didn't
to
hear
be
it,
there
maybe,
in person, though, man. Shit, I wanted my
no, it would have
goddamn
been
book.
good. It would have been good. People would have come up to you, hit you up, man. They know who you are. But you probably didn't hear it. But School Baby kind of ran the whole show, man. She got out there and did her thing.
Oh, that's dope, man. Salute to School Baby. Fine ass, holding it down.
She Alex was by himself. He didn't have no help, so I told her, go help him. Just do whatever. Figure it out. And you got any questions, just ask.
That's a lot to be doing by yourself. Last year, he had a bunch of help up there with him.
Yeah. He was grateful, man. He's good people. I was good people.
Yeah, salute to Alex, man. He's staying on that shit consistently every year. That's good, bro.
Every year. Yeah. Had some nice
that shit ain't free to do, That shit costs to put on.
Out of your pocket, man.
Yep, and you got to pay up front. So hell yeah.
Yep.
And salute to Mr. Kilroy in the super chat, showing love, coming through with the 20-piece. Appreciate the support, Mr. Kilroy. He says the Patreon has been fired. Salute. Thank you, sir.
Much love.
Thank you, Mr.
Wait a minute. And the lovely queen is into the building. So, and thank you, brother Eli.
Mr. Kilroy, I'm sorry. Thank you.
What's up, Brown Sugar Tay? I see you in the building, sister.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
All right. Now let's get up. All right. Let me go to Brother Boone on this question here. This question says, I heard the panel say that adding staff blood could be good for a program sometimes. My question is, isn't that the same as breeding to occur? I was taught to never breed that way. Rasta Man, what's your thoughts?
people have did many different things, but I didn't know or knowingly have bred to a staff or chose to. I try to stay with the game family and in the works that it produced before. So, I've never recommended nobody to do that, but I'm sure there are people that possibly has done it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if each in his own, but I would want to keep the game family going.
Yes, sir. Salute to my brother Thompson Kennels in the building. What's up, homie? Salute to the brother Live Life Real up in here. Brother Bach.
Salute, brothers.
Brother Bach, let me go to you. What's your thoughts on that? Is breeding to us adding staff? Is that the same as breeding to a cur?
Well, my thing is going to always come back to this. Who really knows what anybody's breeding in the back of their yard, basement, in their house? Who knows? So even if a person doesn't put staff or they went to Rhodesian backs or whatever they, fucking bullies or anything, you really don't know. And people been doing it from the beginning of time. It's staffs in our dog, but people have to realize staff was also from fighting stock. They just went to UKC. A lot of they switched over to UKC, and they registered them. Huh?
The AKC, most of them.
Yeah, but UKC has most of the staffs.
No, they have theirs is the American Pit Bull Terrier. The staffs are UKC. The UKC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, UKC, right? Matter of fact,
their dogs weren't staffs. Their dogs were pit bulls. The AKC is the one who calls them Staffordshire Terrier or American Staffordshire Terrier.
Right, but you normally when you get the staff, you'll get the UKC. You get them all different register, right? All I'm saying is, just like for instance with East Coast Assassin, he got a person said, well, why he put the staff? Well, that staff went 2.5 hours against the late James Edwards with that solid jump. They against Sir Tarma Firecracker. They went almost 3 hours. That dog was a winner, kicking ass and throwing champions. So, you rather have some bad motherfuckers coming from a bad motherfucker, but it's got the so-called label, title, being something, but we really know what this motherfucker is and what it's producing. Or, how am I going to say that's a cur because it's called a staff? What makes that staff a cur? Now, the other from what I knew was a cur was a dog that went and stopped. I don't put cold dogs and curs together. Because it's some dogs that don't start till they 5 years old and then the baddest fucking thing you ever seen. But all up until then, the motherfucker said that dog was a cur because it didn't never start up. So again, I was always told that a dog that was a cur was one that started and stopped. So I don't know about this staff, that if you got a staff that goes and the cur that stopped, how I put the cur and the staff and they both curs. I don't get that comparison.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so let's just go there. But me, I just told you the other day that the reason for a lot of people take the staffs and breed too, like if I got a tight ass line and my dogs are having their teeth weak, fucked up lungs, fucked up heart, brain ain't good, the dogs aren't really strong inside, even though they're throwing an outside look that looks strong, or even their outside things is breaking down in terms of bones, structure, this, that, and other. What they do is put a fucking staff in the dog to put all of that shit you missing. Then what they do is throw the game shit back over top of it. Okay? And you still got a bad motherfucker. But you ain't got to take my word for it. I just know I used them and didn't lose with them. So that's all I can say.
Yes, sir. What's your thoughts on that, Mr. Garcia?
Bach said it all. There were some things I was going to say, but he said it.
Yeah.
So that he covered it. That's it. All that from past, present, reasons why. covered. So anybody missed it, watch the replay.
Do you want to add anything to that, Ram, or you want to take the next question?
Oh yeah, because I actually did that and told motherfuckers I did it. But to the person that asked the question, yeah, you hear us say that, but you also hear us say it got to be the right staffs. And the staffs I had was only staffs in name. It was a bunch of that old tutor shit. I was lucky enough to find an old man out here who just kept it true to the original standards of the dog, but just the person he got them from just kept the name changed just so they could keep the performance side of the dogs, and he just carried on with it. And then with some bad motherfuckers. They didn't look like the typical staff. They looked just like our shit. You could tell, when the split made that the dogs was the same because they looked just the same. They was only staffs in name. The one thing I will say they did have was like that little hump in their back. Kind of looked like a mane. And the motherfuckers, they was the goods though. I beat a lot of ass with it, made some champs with them. But I don't even count them, because they had staff blood. I was just doing that shit to really be an asshole and shit on motherfuckers just to prove I was better than them, That's what I was doing it for, though. But the dog produced, though, and we bred him to some game shit, and that's where the champs came from. Like, you really can't tell the difference when you get a real staff. It's some in Europe. I ain't going to say the dude's name or what part of Europe he in. But if you find him on here, he on YouTube, 7-8 know who I'm talking about. His dogs look just like our dogs, just maybe a little smaller version of them. And they just
rough as fuck. And rough as fuck.
And game is the American Pit Bull Terrier. It's just like original version of the dogs, man. So, when motherfuckers say staff, yeah, a lot of them is curves, and it is harder to find some good true to life staffs. It's way harder to find them than it is good dogs that's game bred, Yeah. But if you find them, the motherfuckers is as advertised. And you think that's crazy. It's about probably 15 years ago now. It was a bull terrier running around whooping motherfuckers' ass.
There you go.
So be some top comps with him so much so motherfucker bought him and implemented it into him his program. And some of the pets I see, it don't say that motherfucking goddamn Spuds McKenzie in there, but he in there, nigga. Because my boy who fucking he was a shipper, he shipped the dog to the camp who bought him. And them motherfuckers went to breed that motherfucker right off the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And just covered it back up, kept all the ones I guess that look like bulldogs, and just put it back with the pit bull shit. And you motherfuckers got some goddamn bull terrier in y'all shit now. And motherfuckers who listening, you'll know, because you be like, damn, this motherfucker got a little egghead, and you nigga that shit in there, and that motherfucker was whooping top shelf motherfucking bulldogs that had titles and all, bro. But you'll never see that shit because them niggas was embarrassed. Your champion just lost to a bull terrier, but that bull terrier wasn't like the new bull terriers. It was a true to life bull terrier. Didn't have the old fucked up exaggerated face and all that. It looked like a bulldog still.
Right.
I just want to say, wait a minute. Ram is a bad motherfucker. Did you hear what Ram said? He got so many motherfucking champions that he refused to even list them motherfuckers with his other champions. God damn, Ram, you're a bad man.
Yeah, them don't count, bro. And that's just, I'm being dead ass. I ain't trying to, say that to stun or nothing. I don't even count them when I'm counting my shit.
I'm counting the motherfuckers in there, Ram. I'm sorry. God damn, they're champion.
Well, there was one full champ, that was Mickey, and he had fucking 3 offspring that made chip. You feel me? So them 4 champs, I don't even count, bro.
Salute. All right. Let me ask this question here. Historically speaking, can the panel tell some stories of dogs that were hyped up to be bone-crushing monsters, but when you seen them, they were shit? He said, was that more common than not? Roster Man.
Sometimes back then you would have, my voice is a little changed because, we had a basketball tournament this weekend.
Hey, Brother Boone, you sound a little muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, we had a basketball tournament this weekend, and I was coaching, so my voice is strained a little bit.
Okay.
But Now, what's the question again, Ken?
It was how it says historically speaking, can the panel tell some stories of dogs that were hyped up to be bone crushing monsters, but when you seen them, they were shit? Was that more common than not?
Damn. You know, there's been some times that you know, it was said what one's ability was, and I've seen where it didn't show or it didn't appear to be as devastating.
Boone, is your hand over the phone, like where you're talking at? Is your hand over it? Might be.
No. I got my mouth over the mic. Y'all still can't hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Coming to a little more.
It's just
Just
low.
a little.
Okay. Damn. Can't. Let me see. I'm gonna turn this.
Yeah, hear you good. Whatever you're doing back from it, you sound great. Right where it was at.
That sound better right here.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been places in years ago where they said mouth was there, and the dog didn't show mouth like that, but did do damage, and you know, some looked good at what they did, even though they didn't bite as hard as what one said, and then there have been some that bit hard as hell and pulled up, and I remember one time that I matched a bitch into this guy. Matter of fact, it was a daughter off of a Crazy Red dog, off of Treva and Crazy Red. But anyway, and the dog got in her chest. No. And the dog got in her chest, man. And I mean, good gracious. She made her chest look like mashed potatoes. I mean, man, it was so nasty. Everybody was like, man, pick your dog up, pick your dog up. I said, shit, that bitch biting me. But she had like a curse. We gonna win this shit on game. And her name was Sam. And Sam took everything that dog had off and curled out. And when it was over, I told the guy, I said, man, you might well go and get rid of that dog. He said, yeah, man. I said, well, you can leave her here. I'll get rid of her. I swear I was gonna breed that bitch.
Hey, Boo, did he leave it? Did he leave it?
Hell no, he took the motherfucker with it.
That motherfucker got bread.
I was trying to convince that motherfucker. I said, man, you ain't gotta ride down the highway. That motherfucker wouldn't let me have that dog. But that one curl I would have bred to. That motherfucker, gracious, that son of a bitch could bite, man. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that seen that, man.
Right.
But matter of fact, several years ago, it was a friend of mine, match one. And man, that bitch was biting everything down, man. You know, I mean, biting them down. And then she ran into her match, and she bit the dog up. She gave it up, and them boys was breeding the hell out of that damn dog. I said, hell yeah. I said, you know, like, I know some people might think it's wrong or whatever. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You get a son of this bite like that, man. Man, you have to take the gamma and breed a game dog to that bitch. You know, hard biting, man. I ain't talking about no mush mouth, motherfucker. Talking about motherfuckers when they bite them, goddamn it, you can see the difference in the body. And so, but yeah, I've seen some that said was this, and then it wasn't much of nothing. Then I seen some that fight like hell, and I would have had to bred something to them.
Right. All right. Let me go to you on that question, Brother Bach.
Well, you know, one thing about biting, like Boone just said, it's levels to it. You know what I mean? So I can't say a person. I have to go with this analogy. You know, I use sex for everything. It's like I said, it's like a motherfucker getting head from Vanessa Del Rio your first time getting a super head.
Right.
Your shit of getting head from that gonna be different than somebody getting some in the local neighborhood that ain't as good. So it's different levels. So if you start out one way and the only level you get it is from you getting it from the very best, and then a person who never had that level of head getting it from somebody else think that's better that till they see that other get that other level. So when you talk to somebody and that person says to you that dog can bite a certain way, they're not lying. That's just as far as they able to see a hard biting dog they ever saw, right? So when you seen something much harder, you may say that motherfucker ain't biting like that to me. Neither person is wrong. It's just based on who saw what and the levels of biting they perceive. You get what I'm saying? So many a times I done went somewhere and said dogs ain't a certain caliber of dogs or the bite ain't a certain bite. But that doesn't mean I'm right. It's just based off my perception, based off the experiences and what I've seen or had versus somebody else. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm used to saying a whole lot of shit. But I'm only saying it for myself, not for others. So, like I said, the question comes, the person say, can this particular dog, they say this dog can bite. And I might say, not really. Or it can be the other way. I might say this motherfucker bite like a motherfucker, and another person might say, not really. So, sometimes it's just so obvious the dog can bite that it's hard for a person who's there to see it. If a motherfucker say that dog can't bite, the whole room looking at the motherfucker like this bitch is worse than Ray Charles in this motherfucker. Because he can't see. We looking at a totally different thing. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying I can't always go by my because I've seen so many good ones that when I see certain ones that I didn't think much of, a person might got offended because I said they like shit to me. But it didn't mean they was a shitty dog, is all I'm trying to say. So I might be the wrong person to ask.
Sure. Mr. Garcia, what's your thoughts on it?
I'll give a couple of examples. Champion Chamuco. First 3 wins were under 30 minutes. Longest he went was 28 minutes. Hard biting dog, killer, all that. Finish, all that. His 4th match, he was off. You could tell he was off. I could anyways, because I had seen him before. His hair was raspy, he didn't look good, looked a little too thin, And it took him an hour, 17 minutes to finally get to that dog. But when he did, he got to the dog's stifle, the dog's ears perked up, his eyes got wide, and he went on to quit. If you had seen him the first 3 times, you say that's one of the hardest biting dogs I've ever seen. If you had only seen him his last match, you say he's average. So if dogs aren't right, even if they killers, they can look bad. If dogs get old and in their youth they were badass dogs, like Sox Jr., killer. But I saw him when he was almost 8 years old and he won. But looking at him, what I gathered from it was in his younger days, he was probably a badass dog. As an 8-year-old dog, not so much. Another bitch, 5-time winner. She was grand champion at one point. Won all of them under 25 minutes. She was rough. Get in there. When I seen her, she only went 15 minutes. But in her 6th match, the quality competition was better. And she ended up losing and quit. So there's different reasons why they look like shit at some point. Could be they're old, could be the quality of opponents. It could be they ain't right. It's a lot of things. So maybe that's why we revere dogs. Even ZEBO, Matt seen him when he was old. He still won in 18 minutes, had them traits, and beat the dog. But he was old, so he didn't look like he did when he was young. So, like I said, there's different reasons why. And like Bach said, you just got to know what you're looking at. But you got to take into account, if you're able to see the dogs at different times. And it could be the style of the dog. Like Chamuco's 4th match, the dog was real smart. Ears, muzzle, all that. He just danced around. But even when he got to him, he couldn't hold him. and he was slow getting to him, where before he was quick, get in there, cut you, poke you. I mean, he had the muzzles screaming like that, taking pieces out of the shoulder, ripping the stifle. Devastating, man. But again, he wasn't right. It's just that he was a bulldog and he didn't give up. And when he just touched the dog, oh shit. So if you know what you're looking at, okay, he's still a hard biter. He just ain't there. You know, he's off. So again, there are different reasons why. You know, a lot of times dogs look badass, like we talk about hard biting curves. You know, they look devastating, but when they get a little bit back, and it don't have to be a dog that bites like them, but a dog that just won't give up and is just fighting them tooth and nail, punch for punch, and he ain't gonna give up. Well, the cur gives up eventually. So in one aspect, he could look like a fucking ace, but put the pressure on him, or just put something that has talent and bite their self and strength and can hurt them, that they'll quit. You know, you see that. I've seen that over and over and over. That's why, in my opinion anyways, the average fight in my day and before was 45 minutes. It wasn't so much that you know, these dogs were killers or they just flat out, you know, devastate a dog. It's just that sometimes when you put the pressure on them, you see the cur in them, whether it's a hard biting badass dog or just an average dog. That's why they don't last that long. There's something during the course of the match where the other one just says, "Hey, I'm done. That's it."
Yes, sir. Salute to my brother BFTB Boxing in the building. I see you, bro. Salute to the brother Meredith Campbell coming through with the 20-piece in the super chat. He says, coming through with my bulldog ties. Salute, brother. Salute to you, bro.
Awesome, brother. Awesome, brother.
Yes, sir. Welcome down, Rand Big Steppin'. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Shit, I actually seen it, man. And the cold part is seeing it from a bitch that end up beforehand bred to one of our dogs, man, one of our good studs. Now, mind you, I ain't seen the bitch other than when we did the breed, and everybody all big on her and shit. So we do the breed, and she had the pups, and now she going out for number 3. So we go, you know, to the show. We ain't on it, but we just there, you know, to see the bitch. Her and the bitch she was going into straight fucking trash. I was like, what the fuck? You know, mind you, this was like months later. So the pups I kept, you know, they 3-4 months old. I'm liking the bitch shit. Man, I gave all them motherfuckers away, bro. I ain't want none of it. Even though she won and made champ, it's just the style was trash. She could bite, yeah, but other than that, fuck no. This shit like having a big dick, not knowing how to fuck. It's just useless because she could bite, but didn't know how to fight at all. Looked like she didn't like being in there, and so did the other bitch. I couldn't believe them was two-time winners. Like, my fucking broke tooth goddamn brood bitches beat both of them on the same night, you know? She ain't had no teeth. I was just totally disappointed. Like, and then at that moment, I stopped believing the hype. Like, I gotta see that shit for myself. Cause like Bach said, just seeing so many good dogs and shit, like, to a good dog to me, you know, is old dog. Whereas a good dog to a motherfucking somebody else would be a lesser dog, you know, that I had.
Watch your language, Rain. Watch your language. Go ahead, though.
Man, fuck that shit, motherfucker. Goddamn it. Son of a bitch. Dickhead, asshole, pussy fork, funky pussy having asshole. Whatever other cuss words I know, goddamn it. This shit is fucking for grown folks. If you're a grown man or a woman who don't like hearing cussing, there's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
You're probably still a virgin, or you ain't never had no good sex in your life. You's a bitch. So go on. But yeah, I've seen it, bro, and it was highly disappointing. You know? And I was more disappointed because we bred to the bitch. And I was like, fuck that. Well, I ended up giving my dogs away, dude. I gave them away to it, up selling them. Years later, I see one of my partners, his people end up with it. And sure enough, when he bred the offspring of that shit, which would make the puppies grandkids, 3 out of 5 of them hoes came out just like that. And that's why I gave them away, because I didn't want to deal with that shit down the road. Even though the ones directly off her wasn't like that, I knew it was in them to throw that shit. And I ain't want to be the one to fucking raising them motherfuckers.
Right. Yes, sir. All right, let me go to this question here. Okay, this is an interesting one. This one had me cracking up. No disrespect to the brother who wrote it, but it was funny. He says, my dog is 11 months old, heavy inbred Jeep REDBOY dog. My problem is she will not allow me to wash her. I know it's part my fault because I never washed her as a pup. Now, every time I try, she attacks the water hose and acts like she wants to attack me. I'm 19, and this is my first American Pit Bull Terrier, so I'm unsure how to deal with this issue. All advice would be appreciated. Thanks, OGs. I gotta slide that one to Schoolboy first, man. I got to.
Well, Mike, I'll answer it with a question. Is that the kind of dog you want?
Yeah.
If it's a simple issue like that, like because you didn't wash her and then you go and wash her and she tries to attack you or she don't like it or whatever, personally, that's not the kind of dog I want. You know, that I'm not the type to coddle dogs, baby them in that respect, except bad behavior. I wouldn't have dogs like that, you know, especially if they show any aggression towards me. I'm the one that feeds them. I take care of them. I house them. I give them the best care, best feed, best medicine, whatever, warmer, all that. So my advice is if that's the kind of dog you're going to accept, then you'll keep her. If not, you're not going to keep her and get another dog. There's all kinds of dogs out there. I understand it's the first one, and maybe you may be thinking that this might be typical behavior for pit bulls, or some pit bulls do that and it's accepted. For me, it ain't acceptable, you know, to do that. I'll put up with a lot of stuff from them because of their behavior or the way they are, you know, if they wild and crazy, even chain fighters sometimes, but aggression towards me, nah. And even in some circumstances, like I'm holding them in the corner and they trying to bite me to let go, that's okay. I know how to handle it. or even sometimes if they had a bone, you know, they cover it, that you could tell they don't want you near them. I leave them alone. Okay, that's your bone. They're funny that way with meat. Sometimes they're bone. But as long as they don't act that way towards me, I'll deal with it. That's okay. Some things I'll put up with, some things I won't. But aggression towards me, nah. Under that, for a bath, hell no. A nasty bitch anyways, man. So
Yeah.
don't want a bath. You know what I mean? Don't want to take a bath.
Right. Let me go to Brother Bach on that question.
Well, I so much understand my dear brother Richard and that, and a lot of that I agree with. The thing that got me, that has me a little bit like, and I appreciate him owning up to ownership of it. He stated that he didn't do it when she was a puppy. So what he did is to allow her to develop. I mean, because you have some dogs love water, you know. You got some you can't keep out of the fucking water. Then you got some that don't like needles. You got some that don't like the water. So me personally, I think I've always stated, like with puppies, I do so much with them when they're little so that like riding with them, doing little things and all, you know, all type of little things with them. So if the dog is something that you really like the dog and everything, I mean, if you have to, you just put a muzzle on the dog when you're washing it, and that'll solve it. You know, I can't say everything on here that I would do.
Yeah,
because,
I know. I was like, I said,
you know what I'm saying? So there's some methods that I would do that wouldn't have that. After I do what I'm gonna do one time, she will sit in the water and start singing goddamn ABCs in that bitch. You understand? Fucking, she'll be washing herself with the fucking soap when I finish doing what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna just let that stay right there. All right, next.
Yes, indeed. Roster Man Boom.
Yeah.
How would you deal with that situation? What's your advice to the young man?
Well, for the young man, evidently he loved his dog, and that's that's something that normally happens when you get attached to something you love it. I would get a bucket of soap water and get a sponge or a rag. As Bach said, you can use mouth
Muzzle.
or get you some great duct tape and
Yep.
run it around the dog's mouth. Don't put it so tight that he can't breathe. You know what I mean? Make sure that it's loose enough that he can breathe. And this way he won't be able to open his mouth. And you put a collar on it with your leash tied to instead of like you shorten the lead to where the dog, I would put it around a tree or put it around something where he'll have about 6 inches of lead. He can't go nowhere but right there for me to do the job. And after you get to doing that a few times, and most of the times dogs are kind of, settle in on things once you kind of get them used to it. And, that would be my advice to you. Just take your lead, wrap it around a pole or a tree, and make sure you give them about 6 inches. You know what I mean? And that's as much as they need. Tape the mouth up and go ahead and give them a bath, man. And after you do it a while, they get used to it. But evidently the water hose and the water coming out of the hole is he getting hyped on. I've seen those. I mean, not seen when I was raising those, I seen that. So just try that lesson, man.
Yes, sir. Welcome down, man. Big stepping.
Man, the OG's nice. You feel me? I understand you're a young dog, man, and all that, but when kids fuck up because he ain't know, you still got to get a whoop. So I'm going to whoop on you a little bit. I know that got to be a funky ass dog after 11 months of not getting a bath. That motherfucker probably smell like African onions and goddamn back soup. That's what you get for that. Roast you just a little bit. Other than that, man, the OGs nailed it perfectly. I really got a real answer what I would do, but that's a Patreon answer. So
Right.
I'm with Bach on that one. You feel me?
Right.
But it is, I know 2 for sure ways that'll cut all that bullshit out. But we ain't gonna talk about that over here. If we got time when we do Patreon this week, we'll bring it up because we got a bunch of questions on there we gotta get to. But yeah, gonna muzzle that motherfucker 6 inches worth of lead. That way it ain't got no way to turn around and get up on you. If you can, put your bitch in the breeding stand and muzzle her. And give her a bath like that, But my method would for sure work. Cause that motherfucker would think it was a fish by the time we got done demonstrating. That motherfucker would love the water. Would be mad if I didn't have enough for it to go swimming in. That's how much it'll love it. You feel me? But yeah, man, do what the OG said, bro. And next dog, just fucking start from scratch with it. Always give him a bath. Motherfuckers, outside dogs need a bath too, or at least a hose down. You feel me? 11 months old, that motherfucker went through all the seasons. Over there, musky as a muskie.
Hey, and some of the motherfuckers in these houses need a fucking bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got a funky dog in the house, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy. And if you is, the bitch who giving it to you, pussy probably is part of the smell too. So you need to upgrade your whole life.
And some of these dogs smelling better than the motherfuckers occupying them. Shit.
Man, if an 11-month unbathed dog smell better than you, just get out the dogs, man. Like you living life all the way wrong. You live
A
life
whole
wrong. You
house
not
of
living life
Badoosie.
real. You living life wrong, my nigga.
Shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. yeah, a lot of people, they, you know, he a young guy. A lot of people think that stuff. They be hearing these myths and, oh, you can't. Because I heard that in a YouTube video before. Somebody say some stuff like, oh no, a dog only needs to be washed once a year because they got sensitive skin. Some hippie shit, you know what I'm saying? Some old dumb shit, you know. But in the wild, dogs don't wash in the wild. Like, shit, this is not a wild dog. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, people are so silly, man. But you know,
and even they try to clean themselves. They even lick themselves trying to clean
wild dogs be in that. Watch an African wild dog. He be in that water too, risking it with the alligators in it because he don't want to be funky around this bitch. You can smell them. You can, if your prey funky, you can smell them. You feel me? Wild animals keep themselves clean because without it, they die. Motherfucking lion smell a musky monkey. He eating musky monkey soup for dinner, nigga. What you mean?
Man, they rap crazy as hell. But yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, it's good stuff today, man. We just want to come on here, y'all, and do a quick show, 1 hour, and we up out of here, man. We ain't gonna stay too long. We're gonna save all the real good shit for Patreon. Got a real good show coming up. Patreon. Yeah, come on to the Patreon, man. I'm gonna put the link to that in the chat after the video. We got a real good show coming up on Patreon this week. Ram, why don't you give us a disclaimer, brother?
Wait a minute, hold 1 second before you go. A lot of people hit me saying they are not getting notified on the Patreon. A lot of people.
They gotta check their email because Patreon notifies you differently than YouTube. Like YouTube sends an alert to your phone. Patreon sends the alert to your email.
Say that. So for the people that didn't hear it in the back, one more time for those that didn't hear it.
The Patreon sends the alert to your email. And so the alert is not going to come like a YouTube alert. You know what I mean? So you got to check your email or have your email set up like I do to where the alerts come, new emails come to your phone. You know what I'm saying? New email alerts come to your phone. So that's what you do. But once we get a set time that we do the show every week, you'll start getting used to the schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, could we put a poll up to see what time really worked? Like, or could we, as a way we can see what analytics come at what time so we could kind of cater around that time, you know?
Yeah. I can put that up on Patreon and ask people what's
the best time and all that.
Yeah, what's their best time they would prefer us to do the show so we can get more consistent on the time and then they won't be missing it live.
And we truly appreciate it. Growing. The Patreon is growing and growing and growing. We so appreciate the support and the love from you guys. We just want y'all to know that, seriously. Yeah.
Hey, when you check out the previous episodes of this one on YouTube, Game Dog Talk YouTube. It's a lot of questions already answered as far as medical advice and all that shit is concerned. You know, I even dropped a link to a couple of good free PDFs of the Merrick veterinary book. And in one of them, we was chopping it up on. Yeah, so just go back. It's a lot of good game in them ones, man. Nothing like the live, but the old ones is what got us to the lives where we at now. You feel me? And also, when you put
the time up that you prefer, make sure you put East Coast, Central, or West Coast time.
Very important. Very important. Make sure you put your time zone up there so we can judge it based off of that. You know what I mean? But I'll put it up there and explain it to y'all on Patreon, and then you can let us know so we can try to cater to y'all what y'all need.
Hell yeah. But I was going to say, if you send me a request on our IG page, your shit private, and I sent your request, accept it, bro. Like, I got to see who you is, man. I ain't accepting no weirdos. You see a weirdo just popped up in the chat. I came down off the mountain and domed them and came back up here on some sniper assassin shit. Didn't nobody see it was me. You feel me? But yeah, let me know who you is, man. I don't fuck with weirdos in real life or online, bro. But if you're a solid one, I don't want to just leave you hanging either. Fucking get your dogs registered with Schoolboy. Get your motherfucking bowls from Rasta Man. Them motherfuckers are cold. Other than that, none of this shit is intended for, nor should it be used towards any illegal purposes or activities. If you is out there using it for that and you get caught, don't say you got it from here. Because if you do, you already know, man, I'm stabbing you to the flow, bro. And for the brother that asked, no, I'm not from South GA. You know, I just got this kind of country ass way about me. I'm a city nigga with country ways, but I'm from the West Coast the most. You feel me? Southwest the best. Tomorrow, Monday, fucking step on that bitch. Pop out, step hard on that motherfucker, man. Let them know you can't be fucked with all week. And fucking learn some new words, man, because you can only think good thoughts with the words you know. If your vocabulary is limited, your thoughts is limited. So if you don't take nothing from this show, take that. Learn something new. Put it in your vocabulary. Use the shit. You be better for it. That's all I got for you, Ash. You ain't gonna have an ass niggas.
Okay, one thing. The guy said,
Hello,
how do you
everyone.
go?
Skull Baby here. I'm super excited to share our newest installment of Dogman history. Dogs, Dogmen, and Bloodlines. We've just done a full restock, and we can't wait to share everything from our home to yours.
My bad, brother Bach. Go ahead. What you saying?
No, I think somebody paid $2 asking, how do you get live on Patreon?
Oh, okay. 1 second here. Yeah, okay, I see him. Brother here says, Southside Kennel Salute. He says, how do you go live? Go to the live chat on Patreon. Okay, this is what you do. When we when you get the alert on your email, right? Or you go to the page. Let's say you go to the Patreon site, and then you see in the section, the video section, you see the live stream up there. All you have to do is click on it, and it'll take you. You can either watch it from Patreon or you can watch it from the backstage on YouTube. And if you go to the backstage on YouTube, you'll be able to comment in the chat live. And so it'll be people there, you know what I'm saying? But it'll take you. You'll have options to stay on Patreon to watch it or go on YouTube to watch it. All right, but make sure you check your email. All right, because it's a difference in how they notify.
Hell yeah. And also, no, because people keep asking, we're not going to have the shit we talk about on Patreon uploaded to YouTube on a later date. That shit ain't fair to the people who paid for it. You feel me? That's fucked up.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
My vote gonna always be no on that. You feel me?
Nope.
Because that's it for the motherfuckers who paid. They spent their hard-earned money. Even though it's only $10 a month, they still spent their money on that. So what's exclusive gonna stay exclusive over there for everybody asking.
And much love to Eli, brother Eli. Much love to the Eli.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's Cuzzo, man. That's my guy right there in real life. Like I know Cuz offline, in real life, in person. You feel me?
There you go.
Salute to all of the family. Thank y'all for joining us today. Make sure y'all spread the word about the show. Check us out on Patreon, and we'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace.
Peace.